야야 단정이 고마시
가서
단정이 되라 되고 저는 새 일되고 있습니다. 단정이 되었다.
So just saying that's finished meditation.
그게 새 일되고 있어. 가봤다 되면지 새 공부 하고 일라바 차시위나 난 예시 하고 근데 일라바 차시 난 예시나 놀라 망을로데 해로 이제야 이 마ten 배우면 돼야 돼. 그래도 단르다 이다 다 관계가 걸로야 보시키는 정도야. 또 주발에 다 현실세 걸로거나 연대가로 올라요. 용도 돼야.
So just ensure that we all begin with the proper motivations of bodhicittas.
다 견되는 로디만 로디리에서 나버드 집인데 나버드 집에 로션은 나저는 나버드 집에 있는데 아레 중앙에 현안에 밤에 된대서 된해서 가래서 노노매 나요 셰추티게서 최다의 제시의 레셔바 공기 소화다게 제야반 많이 내는다 가제제의 여제대 senjala ni sanbi te mano shena nyepa chen joro nyo na ti she me te sa de teni lo ti le teni le shede je yin chela sebi ge chen ji chen ye na la so be chen ma ye lo je de ni lo je ji no me ba la xie zhong nie ba me to sa de a ge di ba de lo sa le so a ting ni zhe
No. So just to read the few passages that we finished in the last sessions. So it's on page 120. So which there's the quotations from the Compendium of Trainings states. So there is no fault in using things if you think I'm taking care of my body, which is owned by others, with these resources that are owned by others. Slaves have no material goods of their own with which to survive. So you may think, I incur a fault because after I have turned over this belonging to living beings, I use them without their permissions. But there's no fault. The Compendium of Training says, a servant who labor hard on master's behalf might use the master's belonging without permissions when the master's mind is unclear due to illness and so forth, but incurs no fault. I think we finished there in the last sessions.
야라리 노아 셔라 거기에 더 아마한테 사셔를 되는 그바나 셔인데 되게 저는 셔대 노아 매바 과야 잡고든 레스 잡을 절로 셔지 시작하요 거기선 코로나 때문에 다선 대통인데 근데 야부싱데 다 니즈 senjal인데 도바질에 니즈 sen제 선절라 저는 맞대나 당연히야 맞대 실전이 가는데 맞대는 레통한테 저는 노예 대단 젠다와라 임보메도 녀나 되네 마대바 마샤데스 대니 리자세 대니 로딜 대니 대다 말라 대다 로딜 대다 셰비 현주 셈비 태다 젠나자 태다 가시게 대코나 마레바 마대바 샤와나 마리데스 동예생 와사 첨보제 요소 시비스러워서 네 세제 통제라 Toga, Toa, my then, Matoa, nothing to his and the Mari, tell Mata Vasheti, Mari, Shen Sabala, Tony, don't say you are according to Chevache in waters. Don't say you won't go out, take what that Chevata, how could you tell some to them? Thought that two secretary teachers should be sellers. Sandan Geshe the Tensa Sha Mary so started by the Temaji Chimandaya.
So that the few lines that we just read before, so where the text raised the questions of whether to, in order to, if some things which doesn't belong to you, and then in order to utilize is, then do we always have to seek permissions from the owners? So this obviously even in the it's considered as a even our in a mundane world, like it's considered as a polite to seek permissions before utilizing things. Even we teach the same to the children. So however, so here the question is raised, so which is in a scenarios which is slightly different, and then so without going in detail, so if you refer to there, so there are situations where it is appropriate to utilize without the prior permissions, and then the I think and then it goes here. Do not lack and think. Do not lack faith and think. Mentally giving everything away to living beings while not actually giving, it is tantamount to a lie, and therefore is without real substance. So the companion of training says, so some people who are close to bodhisattvas who practices in this way fail to understand the bodhisattva practice accurately and lack faith. So this is unwarranted because they are well acquainted with someone who has a great and wonderful spirit of generosities. So it is wrong for them to doubt this method. So again, so this in here too. So that the issue is just to mentally imagining some giving things, and while you are not actually giving, so isn't such kind of thought will be constitute as a lying, lying. And so obviously it says here it is actually not at all. And in fact, the bodhisattvas or someone who habituate their mind with the thought of giving is really a marvelous practice, which and it says here how it is through such habituation with such thought of giving that then one they complete this the perfection of givings.
Tambo said that, Jimba said that, the says in last one. Chen Sabala, Senja Tonja, Koyaba, Tonde, Nitaban, Tonde, Tonde, have teeth on logic. Then it was said to the Chabach in Roya, Yadumana said, that's on the son, Tetos, day, I saw them catching Martin tell me, saying that. Take, got to take it, says. The Fuji, got to take it, the Fuji, there. Neither Pama, neither not going about church, got to take it, and the Martin, Augustine. You think the other. Martin Drag is a gentleman, Fuji, I think, there are Yapuchism, Madame, tell the chance of another 10 years. Little Loja gets up about the Jella, Tonde. Top on don't want that, but then it's the 다 된데 도마 하나다 동세종거라 동세종아 대이사 제버진로도 다 다선도 다시면 다 선바 인비치다 라데야와라 선지 대이스.
So in this, so in here, so this really the issue that the text raised here is something which is quite, even we can rectify it and verify that even our own experience that how when we will find when very frustrating to when someone says to you, they're going to give something to give some gift to you or something, and then but they never give, and you're just wondering when they're going to give, and especially children's, so they'll be very anxious and frustrated, and so how even some parents says everything that I own is all they tell the children is all belong to you. And but yet then children's worrying, when that's going to happen, and so this is the kind of issue.
They said no.
Yeah. So which kind of raise the issue where we can also see that how we can see when someone says this to you, promise that they're going to give you and they never give, and then you just there's a question mark, or you wonder why they're saying this. What is the point for them to saying this? So, in sort of aligned with this, so here obviously we are talking about this the Bodhisattvas practice, so where you cultivate this thought of giving. So you have to cultivating such thought of giving to the degree that it arises very wholeheartedly. It's not like something you are pretending, but you train your mind and through various ways, so that such genuine thought of giving actually arises within oneself, and so therefore it is as it is saying here, and so such practice of cultivating and then developing such thought of giving is very highly worthwhile. No.
다 저러 돈내버지 하고 그러면 돈내 야보고는 강가 또야 말이야. 서서 돈내 거미 뒤거지. 제라들 비싸다 야보시지. 이거는 와. 아 네바질래 그래서는 로메가 또 통게 되가 된대 이거는 와.
So even if we relate these to our own practice, we can if we try and practice that and cultivate these such or meditate on such a thought of giving, and what sort of effect these such arising of such thought of giving, genuine thought of giving, which we cultivate within us and have on ourselves, our own experience, our own the continuums, and then the how this as the thought also leaves some sort of the capacities for one to be able to be able to perform, to engage in the practice of giving, and so therefore there is we can see in our own practice that how when such thought become very strong, then there will be no hesitations if there is a time comes, or you have all the resources of giving, then you would give those things away.
대 통제 제자 샤와서 대 선수 디비지 라에 당 연마중 뭐이 라디야 오 다산 라세.
So then now we move on to the next section, the division of generosities. So this section on the division of generosity has 3 parts. So how everyone should practice it. So division of generosity relative to particular persons, and the division of actual generosities.
다 동보라 동보 주제를 샤이 때 동보 넣어서 다 동보 줄라 봐 때니 어느 현세비 임바대고 동보 줄라 때가 동보 다 동보는 때 동보세 때 동보대 나는 때 동보대 현주 살라 땜바대 때 동보 현세 뒤끈을 놓으셔 비셔 다 되다 아 짐비 파셔도 녀설레발라 짐비 파르지 완전발라 아니 로 쳐봐 제가 다 현세서가 진용도와 때 동바스 때 절대가 아주 산도 짐바도 세제 통째라 아 저기서 고모토비시다 아 대체되지마 퀄리티는 그걸 다 쳐서 도도라 대부 다 짐비녀래 앞에 동대 때 동바센데네 아 쇼주 살라 템바데스 자고다 쇼주 살라 템바다 세제 통째지 된다 아 저기 고모토바세 대체된 게가 가려 이제 너또 돈년도 다 퀄리티니 지금도 아 안도가 상태 또가라 현세 과야 되다 과야 받을다 이마도 좀 내시 건도아지 너 이제 파셔라 좀 현주 세지 건도아지
So the first sections, that how everyone should practice it. So this one, the text explained, in terms of the six, the excellences or six. What it says here as supremacy, right? Yeah, six. I haven't lost. No. Yeah, six supremacies. Okay, so the Asanga's, the Mahayana compendium says that you practice generosities in association with six supremacies. So the first is supreme basis, means that you practice generosity based on this spirit of enlightenment. That is, you act after you have been motivated by it. So here, we have learned that how, in order for our practice of generosity is to be qualified, or to be called as the practice of the perfection of generosities, then the very important characteristic is the motivations which for engaging the practice, and so it has to be our motivation has to be the bodhicitta, the body mind, and so therefore this is what the first is this supreme basis. So what it's saying that we got to ensure that our practice, when we engage in practice with giving, so it is driven by, it is based upon the motivation of bodhicittas. So this is something that we have to remember, whenever we engage in practice of giving, so to remembering our these motivations, so which is this says here is a supreme basis, so of the bodhicitta motivations.
Te tomba de shen se la tempa ni bo tomba se ne she yin bi ni bo ma le ba she ba ye la che ba san no lan ju ba na yo ni chen de son bi ma bo ba ma bo son ba chen ne son ba ma to ba chen de ye to se ta te se te ka ri ne da yi ni bo tomba se de ka ri se ne she zhen yin bi ni bo ma le ba she ba ye la se ra le lo che ge sa so ba ta te ji ra yin bi ra te ye la se che ba no la ju ba la yo ne lo te ro te son ba ma to ba ga se Shera then said Kira so Shera Tong, shed that they go to Bada, said Killa the Tong, somebody should come here by the little Konya, but on that day, somebody Matopashigo, yes, shut on that. One Sheral Par, she somebody on that lot, or 10 by Sheral Parker, shut on Tonja on that, somebody, somebody this one, they would this Bagaras, Matoba, yet, I said, Akuzoa. Then, Chedja, Tomban, Saint Tom, Jella, Chand, the other, person, Pemby, shut the tongue, that it, Chedja, nearby Tomba, Jimmy Lucia, but Toncheji, Lucia Toncheji. Then, Chedja, Tomba, Saint Tonchella, Chand, the other, put the Pemby, shut that tongue, their son dead on there. They have more, they have more game.
Then the next is the supreme things, which says supreme things means that in general, so you give all objects that can be given, and even when you are engaged in specific acts of generosities, you do not give up this thought of giving away everything. So here just the emphasizing that when we are engaged in the act of giving us specific things, such as food or drink, specific object of giving things. So even at that moment, so we should not forget about this our desire or our thought of giving all other objects. So all other objects we generally speaking, like in the object of giving, like your body, your resources, and the root and the virtues. So all this. So therefore, that is what is saying here. So we even when you engage in a specific act of giving a specific object. So even in that moment, one should retain. One should have this thought of giving all the objects.
Cheva Nola, Cheva Maya, Chad Feji, Kako Dengue, Gombi Dunganet, Ched, Yeni Colata, to his jack, Missat. La Missat to take with you. Not 10 Noje, Chago to the Lasoba, not the Mel, Ched, Yeni, Takoro, Missat Cortech, Garden, and I shut on that zombie somebody.
So there is a need, necessary for us to engage in a act of giving us specific things, because if in a situation where there is someone is suffering from thirst, then you have to quench the thirst. So you have to give a drink and so forth. So what he's saying here, however, even in that moment, so it's act of giving. So it's important to still have this thought, not just you wanted to give that thing, but at the same time it should be accompanied, or your thought of giving should be also should have the intention of giving all the others object as well. And then next is supreme aims, which says is when you give things away to all living beings for the sake of their immediate happiness and ultimate benefit. So this clearly indicated. So the purpose or your aim of giving is to fulfill the immediate and the ultimate needs of the recipients.
That's it. The church, Sandup Tsering, that surely may para, surely may pattern check that, surely may be in Bahat into this check the army. That's on Teto going to do it.
And when in this, when you say talking about the purpose. Or the supreme aims, so it's also these implications of our intention of giving should be unbiased or impartial to all other beings.
Ta toma no ma to be ishi ji samba no mo de ishi se de ngene da to ni nge se to be han tong de te ta pa pa ma de ya ma re samba la su tes le tomba wa ta te le tomba ju san solo do yo la tomba ye ne ro te ba la ro ji ji ne to ji te ne a shira se ga re samba ga yi ta a jembe pa ro za ba la to ni de shira ti se ga de wa re 다 소소로 전다 로롱이 잘라자 된도 용거래 돼도 서건도아 아 지금 파시형이 답아 세생어 동이 싫어 선지 선비 인마등이 인파 양이 뭐다 다다 될래 용도아 동이 싫어 현세 서건도아 동이 싫어 서건도아 다네 왕왕 될래 동이 이제 겨 조조도 뭐하고
So the next is it says a supreme skill in means. So it's said to be when generosity is imbued with so non-conceptual sublime wisdoms. So beginning bodhisattvas should take this to be the wisdom that knows the lack of intrinsic nature in objects. So so here the supreme skill or techniques. So is the is to that when to ensure that the it is when we engage our practice of giving is conjoined or is accompanied with the realization or the wisdom, realizing the emptiness. So, however, so when it says here, imbued with non-conceptual sublime wisdoms, so that it referring to the like a direct realization of emptiness, on the level of like a special superior insight. The direct realization, emptiness. So this is something which is the realization which only are like the Arya or a superior spiritual being can possess, and somebody who's on almost on like a path of seeing. So therefore, however, it says that beginning bodhisattvas. So here, those bodhisattvas who are prior to this path of seeing, like those who are on the path of like the accumulation or the preparations, or those bodhisattvas who are on the level of the ordinary being. So for this, and so this in here, this supreme skill means then refer to their just the wisdom that knows the lack of intrinsic nature, so the wisdom of emptiness. So of course what is clearly implied here. So as we just before this, there was mention about our motivations, the kind of motivation that we should have in when we engage in practice of giving, so which is bodhicitta. And then now here you talking about the wisdom of emptiness. So that's another qualities which one should have, which should be included in order for that practice of the giving to be qualified as a perfection of giving. And then in addition to that, which comes a bit later in the next one, so which is the dedications. So therefore, something that we come here clearly, that what many of you have already learned in the past, that how these three things, the the motivations and the dedication and the wisdom of emptiness to be present in to conjoin together with your practice of giving, so that it's only then the practice of giving then is called, or it become the perfection of giving, practice of the perfection of givings. So, however, we can also when we talk about the wisdom of emptiness or the view of emptiness, then of course which can be also interpreted, depending on the various school of tenets. So we can that in that way they can be taken into account as well.
Toye da gya te zojo de ngo se de da ra tari kolong er zobe suje komba thobi shed da to chai da jongin so da ju de ga so so da toye gya te zojo de ngo se ya ngo la je ge me lo la je ge ma ta chelo de jing te mo sha ngo de me lo 제발 다시 신주 자체를 마도 사부 먼저 뭐 되잖아 다 뭐세다 제치 대드는 조절을 뭐 그거야 멜로세데 센데 조비 공부 도바 샤고 센 게서가 들 멜로사 다서도 개아치사 대 조비 수지 공부 도바 샤시거나 도비가 절 뭐데 될다 뭐세 멜로세드 반대가라 된데니 쉬나 쉬어서 맞아 게사차 그거 마다 대 처러서 제바시는데 내제 또 이야 조주 뭐생에 뭐도 되는 멜로니 제반데 강가처럼 되는 야보야 다 내가 다선 대자 난 넘바타바다 넘바타바 돈바는 예모네 지제 레방고 바데 대바체미 디발리 셰도 왜네래 또 하나 넘바타바데 가르 되는데 다 예모도 시제 레방고 바고 대본비스처럼 되니 쳇다 레세다 라다 넘바타바샤가 다 손대도게 미사 손대도 다 주제는 저서 돈바트 내 야보 손도 다니니 대제 파시 주제스 내 음악이 저렇게 라야 제발은 내가 넘발 강에 대자 다다전 손대도 되는 무시해 잡는데 만난.
So then goes to the next, which supreme dedications means that you dedicate the virtue from generosity to complete enlightenment. So this is to ensure that you are having engaged in the practice of giving, then to dedicating that merit that you accumulate from that practice towards to achieving the complete enlightenment. So what we can the understand is that how you have already learned this in the past. So that we make the difference between dedication and prayers. So when we dedicate our practice, then in order to dedicate, then there need to be some the object or some like a substance or some in the form of virtue or the practice which to be dedicated. So, however, when we talk about the prayers, then which is just simply to wish, like you say, may one have this or have that. So you could have this such wishes in the mind. So this can be prayer. So it's not necessary to have a specific object or substances to in order to pray for. So you could pray for anything. And then the final, the sixth one, which is the And the benefit or the of the dedication dedication is to make one's the virtues, inexhaustibles, and then whereas when we also talk of like the rejoicing in the virtues, so when you say rejoicing in the virtues, that which is the benefit or the significance of that is to increase the virtues. So if you take delight or take rejoice in the virtue, then this is a cause that your virtues to increase or to multiply. So whereas the dedicating the virtues then make that like a ceiling to a virtue, so it will never. No.
Gyala Tomani Yeto said that that's on the Anobatavadita. Teji Part any upward Gyasher Treja Majate, Gashan, Compendore, Moashan, Mazeba Shewa, happened to Cadelushan and Mazeba, Sujamato, but them Mazeta, changing Jatavala, Teddy, Yola Chen, Yola Shetera, Chinola Sheted, Jimbatona, Coloyapo, Santon. Doja Chita Soso Liloja Kara, Tonde, Nobatavashi, they are Tombada, Nibotombas, Chair the Shah Tombada, Nierim about Saint Tonja, Pemba Deja Tondengachi, Tatombase, then Kesatan, Tonga Posenum, Jeja, Roger Matabades, Kongi, Tai Koakaja, Quadle, that ages it, Moache. Then all a name about the Devapon Chedis was Rata, the day Chejanton, and no way do I. Nemo point Chedis and a gas and Nemo Dogi at the Madway. Dipinium but Debatabi shed the gun, then Dipinium Gan, Chena, Gan, Dipinium boy chots, Deba showing each other, and Gacoin with Dipinium boy sat near that there's never, but that's on Tetra. And
then the supreme purity is when you stop both the afflictive and cognitive obscurations. So this is to understand that the reason or the why you engage in the practice, so is to overcome all these two obscurations, afflictive or the cognitive obscurations. So so therefore the overall, so what we understand from here is to the importance of whatever virtuous actions that we create, we do. So we should always, try to remember to rejoice in that. Take delight, feel positive about that, and so in this, cause one's virtues to multiply it, and also to, as we said here, to remember to dedicate the marriage, your virtuous actions, to complete enlightenment, so that virtue become inexhaustible, in the sense that you will never lose the virtue or the merit that you have created from that. So otherwise, as you say, if the merit or the virtues are not dedicated, then they can be destroyed by arising of anger and hatred. So therefore, this is something that in terms of the practice, any practice we do, so we can also, as I said here, also think of the bring the understanding, our knowledge of the emptiness in that practice as well, to with respect to all the practices. And so in this way, from this from in our also in this way, although of course the focus is on the practice of giving, that how when we engage in the practice of giving, so and then if we could remember this six supremacy or the six excellences, and then it makes a very makes our practice very profound. How, so we got to remember how it clearly explains here to remember what kind of motivation that we should have, as well as what kind of the supreme aims. So which is more to do with our to have the unbiased or very impartial attitudes of so that our practice is directed, practice of giving is directed to all beings without any such the biased attitudes, and then clearly says the importance of including our knowledge of the emptiness, and then remembering the supreme dedications, and as well as the supreme purities. So which is to think that whatever virtues that we practice with giving, or even a virtue that we create, if you think of that, the reason why you creating that, so it is to overcome these mental afflictions or such obscurations. So there is a mention that even simply thinking of that, then it becomes a remedy. Your practice, if you do a virtuous practice, it becomes a remedy to the overcoming, the mental afflictions. No.
Da phase to this da when jimbi jebanyo selo ate de la de phase pa nyole chun ko nyole la ta de dong ma la che xie ya de la shang cha le ja jie da ye la de ba de shang cha le ne ja ni xie de da da phase to de xia na se da xue se mi jebanyo selo le all tsuzhenyola ten tsoden ge, zebi nyola ten, tendi nyola, soten, shira nyola ten tsoni, ta lega de. Iza hawdewa, haichu zei batu, iza chi shi taba shi sheba na, chi ji jimba sheba na, nyero ge yeje dombi ge, tsanda do, tsanda gongdewa. Ra nyero ge ngene shen chu te gongdewa, chi jimba sheba, tombo sa mene, nyero ge yeje dombi tsanda dongsa. Nyero ge yeje domba, rode yeje domba. Rode yeje dombi tsanda da, shen sheba ne tsanda ge tsa nan de tsanda tsa, tsanda ngene, tsanda tsa nan de shuri mebi ga tene nga to yede sheba la rongi yeje do mato la tene yungu marwa isa ndong ene shen sheba tsanda tsa isa jangira mo yesu sa ta ndong tsanda tsa tende sa gondwa ta chi jimba tene tsanda nyole te tsogondwa 그런 걸 당연히 해야 돼. 너 이걸 세님이.
Okay, so now the
당연히 마셔야 되는 거야 되는데. 나 되는 시험은 시험은 되고 안 돼. 그래 다야는 와. 저 다도만 인가 백개 안 된다. 들어가는 좀 맞다 가지고
just the orders. It starts with the Haripatra's long explanation of perfection of giving. So anyway, when you are giving the teachings, for instance, it is extremely powerful if you practice all 6 perfections. So now the text goes into instruct that how the importance of including all the six perfection into our practice or within our practice of givings. So this means that in another word, when we engage in the practice of giving, then we are also at the same time we are engaging in the practice of all the other six perfections, like the morality to patience, joyous effort, and the concentrations, and the wisdoms. So this is similar to like you have learned in the past how when you engage in the branch of prostrations, and how then that can be you can can include or encompass all the other 7 branches of the practice. So in here, so it says how, for instance, how the practice of the moralities is included in the giving. So you have ethical disciplines when you restrain yourself from the consideration of Sharvakas and Pratyeka Buddhas. So this the moral, when you say the restrain yourself, restrain from this thought or the mental attitude of Sharvaka and the Pratyeka Buddhas, as the hearer or solitary realizer. So that moral is no. So that essentially, like your own, like the self-centered mind, or the self-centered mind. Yes. So this attitude. So when the restraint from such or not having such influence of any such the self-centered mental attitudes. So in fact, is a very as a moral ethics. So it's considered as the root, moral ethics of a bodhisattva practice. So therefore, we can see how to it is necessary when a bodhisattva is engaged in the practice of giving, so it will naturally also would have that. So essentially, so you understand why there's a need of the inclusion of the practice of giving within the morality within the givings.
Dom seba de tone yela nyamche yela muto da dom sa su se de pan yel pan ju de tel chi do ba su se ta men de ta ha te ja mo she da che ne ga sam ta ta choro la te anjul mo ko de ha ma ga de cha ni ne ma ko ta ye da se da da ta ta re da chen de so so a de do bi se da da and non c'è ci la mici già scesi scesi sia zaba non sta zaba non le terra suje ci la mici ci la ngese zaba and sia la zaba se da je sia la zaba se fa ne la chimani be zaba and ora da ngene jimbato la kashe ba zeba shungor ba ita dungala zeba sang nyole to ta ti chungwa de ndo a ko de zeba dong sa ngene na je chila mi chi zela yen je xia zeba dong si ni de de ka la ta ngene ngane jimbato la ta kangala ka ma sha se ma sha de yong la ta zeba de ting ko le de chung rong de a de do no cheje chila meche zela yenje shewa zebatang se zebinyole to ten yong duaji.
So as it says here, when you are giving the teachings, so that is the clearly implied the practice of giving itself. So how at the same time, then the other perfections, such as the morality, is also included in these, and then as well as the patience, the perfection of patience, which just says patient when you beat any hardship while you aspire to the quality of omniscience, and so here you talking about the patience to be or the tolerance to all the hard or the obstacles or the hardship that one face in the in this practice of givings. So therefore the we can take into account of all the different different types of patience, such as praction, so the patience of non-retaliations. So that will be obviously will be also included here when you necessary to include here when you engage in practice of giving, and likewise the patience in terms of accepting the hardship of the sufferings. So which is also very essentials, because you have to be in order to be effectively engaged in the giving. So you have to be one have to be prepared to tolerate, to be patient with whatever difficulties or hardship one face in the practice.
다 되니 권은 패배신 더바시비스네 센디그녀라 tinsonodio 라다 도세 권은 패배 셰는 더바시 되니지 라 되냐 권은 패배신 제마도와 되니시 되니 더바테시 이자 다 더바시야든 네다 센디 tinso노 센디녀라 tinsodio 테메도 만데비 세 제지바 개와데 로조도 뭐이나 소테도 다라 게알라 세치다 네바텔다 소테가 대손로 그래 나는 제제 제마보 노 제마타보 시비 시라테 전송아 신나진 셔도 또 체데스 다다 얘네들이다 당연히들이 나가도 산도도 고자 넓게 다인데와 동바 주대 된거는 마치 상무 제동나 때 동바때 때 동바 현주 살아 때 마세 된걸 상무 있잖아 간대야 산 나는 예보 동바세는 바통대라 지밀로 동대죠 예보 동바텔로 손대 시 가르쳐 또 걸세나 또 동을 다 동아도 가르쳐 또 내는 셔는 세제 말이 봐 세제 통제 편바 대체 동아 다들 다 동반을 가르쳐 되는 게네지 매번 매비거든 로지 매번도 싫어 서건데 혼팅을 돈인 걸로 손대 됐다 계사대 뭐 그거를 뭐 동반세르네 뭐 알아요 계신 와서서 지선도나 디바에서 예롱선도 서 게알라 예로자 롱기 게알라 예로제 전지 게알라 예로제 되네 대양 아체지 나 너마타바타바 되네 녀모도 저방고 다들이 마산도 되네 파시들 되네 체점발 되네 선제 점바 통녀려 간대 용도 제비녀려데 간대 용도 제니녀려 갈 소텐녀 싫어녀려 되는 간대 되네 마징한도서 로라마 셰주제 배자 따기 자기 뭐 만드니 배자 때에 따놓으니 선도데 I said, you really bad reading. I said, you really bad reading. Bodhicitta, I think Bodhicitta. What Bodhicitta? Little bit there, Sandup Tsering, that's all.
So joyous perseverance when you yearn for the ever greater increase of your generosities. So this indicates the joyous effort. So which is there with because of your strong aspiration, strong interest or in this engage in the practice of giving, and then the meditative stabilizations when you dedicate to complete enlightenment, the virtue you cultivate with one-pointed attention, unmixed with Hinayana considerations. So that is the concentration, the perfection of concentration. How how you emphasize that it's important to that your your focus is fully on the others, and there's no your attitude, mental attitude is not affected or not stained by any such the lesser vehicles or the thoughts, and then the wisdom when you know that finally wisdom when you know that the gift and recipients are like a magician's illusions. So this also to include the understanding of the emptiness of all the giver, gift, and the recipients, and that how they are all like a magician's illusions. So so in this way, what is the required here is to, if we to reflect, just by relying on these treatises, these texts, then we should reflect upon its meanings. So it's just trying to mentally think of how the practice of giving can it can be performed or can be done in terms of those 6 excellences. So you can mentally go over one by one, see the excellence in terms of the supremacy of the base. What does that mean? And so it is to do with your mental intention or the motivations, and then the think supreme think, and to important of the how to maintain the thought of giving all the objects, and then the purpose, or the aims, so which is to benefit all other beings, without any discrimination, without any bias towards others, and then the means or the techniques, so which is to include the wisdom of emptiness, and then to think about the dedications, and along with the dedications, so we should also include the rejoicings in the one's practice, and so therefore it's good to as well as is just explained here, how we can combine all the 6 perfection into each single one, such as in the practice of giving. So all 6 can be included. So what does that mean? So you have to sit and meditate and think of how when you engage in the practice of giving, how then each of the other the 5 can be included. And so if you're unsure, then you can just simply have refer to the text, and then to again reflect upon that.
La chimbi te che go shun se ba de zo zhen so ji jin ba isa ra ju te che chen ba de zo zhen chi jin ba de res a te shun de su te se te shun de a de do so ji ge yin ban chimbi shu se ji xie la shu se ra ju ge chi ji jin ba xia wa su te sa su te shun de su da ji ga ji tin su mi da是这样他这样没心的，就这样子，啊，学生就叫做说说他们他把哩，下这个选举前吧，前吧公给书记的，先公给两个先嘛，你，他。人不去，那这就让他空的，这是些不这就没有到吧，就比书记弄了吧。这万把破嘞，下里边让的宣传这边宣传三把空给，这边这是这把些，但那样等等，得去三种我的这套是这个的，啊我们的，我的家公的，要搞的就是搞啥呢？都去这帮的，都去这帮的就开始不摆。他多些吧，七七八在多些东方人这七七八这个的，他听原来的从台东啊，讲的那么晚的，那给全部七七八给全部写了就他从台东的，对吧？那么在山东切个这是在打呀。
Then this text continue with the division of generosities relative to particular persons. So in general, it is said that lay bodhisattvas make gifts of material things, and renunciate bodhisattvas make gifts of the teachings. So here, clearly we indicate that when we speak of the bodhisattvas, so there are lay bodhisattvas as well as then there are renunciate or ordained bodhisattvas. So, and now it says here in terms of the practice of giving, so saying that for the lay bodhisattvas, then they should be primarily should be engaging in the giving of materials, things. And whereas it advised that for the ordained or the renunciate bodhisattvas, then they should be primarily engaged in the giving of the teaching of the dharmas. So and then there's a quotations. The Bodhisattvas Vow of Liberation says, so Sariputra, the renunciate bodhisattvas who teaches just a single 4-line stanzas produces much more merit than the lay bodhisattvas who makes offerings of Buddha rams filled with jewel, as many in number as the sand grains of the river Ganges to the Tathagatas, the arhats, the perfectly enlightened Buddhas, Shariputras, the Tathagatas, so does not permit renunciate to make material gifts. So in line with that, so we will also find same connotation even in the sutra, like the Dhamman Kata Sutra. Also, there's also the same thing mentions. Oh. Is it Dhamman Kata Sutra? What's it called? Huh? What's the kata here?
Huh? Vajra kata.
No. Dhamman, the Injikan sequence called Dhamman.
The Injikan, no. Okay. Magorachi, Kiki Petition. How called it? Doji said Romocha and Jaya. Right? Say, Kick and I tell him, and don't the Java Ladin. No. No. I don't the Pekin color.
No, don't Jabala.
The Java Ladin. No. Democrat thing there, Democrat Romoches. The general Romoch and Jia, the Jim. 대 카시에 된데 맞아 키치진 키치네 되는 계지시에 와서
so Krishna prefer Vajra Kata Sutta.
응, 알듯이 가능이 괜찮아라는데 이게 개인 좀 생겨래. 내가 듣는 세고 왔다 이. 가능이 가자 너지 생각을 괜찮아라 대매게 괜찮아라. 근데 근데 세도 되네. 마음서 저 말티 갈가르시. 이게 마음서 돼. 대체지 나중에 그렇지 배치시하기 기반하지 알았어. 당나자 차리베 대시바는 라데 슌는 소제게 점바샤 마농어 제가 마농어 세다티바드레송에
this long this the losses losses
그래서 다테 마농어 다테 도치시는데 차리베 대시베 라데 슌이나 소제게 점바 샤 마농어 시 대요 티발라 소베제다 바제는 자와라 고네 순바 로팅이 수대서 땡에네라 셔서 라디슈야 지가 땡에네제 짐바토게 셀턴 베서 제네지 이제 론이 티저 고살라 바제바슈나 대요 텐테 마슈 셀수그레스 수대서라 로팅이 수대 가 라조가 소지체데 녀는 이따제 녀네 소제 체데 되네 저도 샤바 꽉이 녀네 녀샤라 팬도 샤게선 체데 녀네 고 저데 코과군데 같은 제로 말지 대논 텐토르 말지 녀네 녀네 저를 팀버 샤바치 캔데레잖아 내려서 고고 모부동데 그래서 장난들이 고고 모도 와다 가서 가냥 하시 콜대 케페도 제거했더니 한 대발로 된 제거도 다시 제일 편도 제일 신된 ram라로 가르침 다 대지면 셋 대세는 지카동 걸으면 제일 계지 대세 용으로 나는 내 태발라서 외쳐도 바제 제대 주네 몸바다 로틸 좀 말해서 나 소제가 제가 라디오 놀아서 소제 연바 저는 샤 만노 말해서 대 만노 맞아 가지고는 태서 거기 샤발라 개셔나 되네 마셔서 뒤고 로티 되고 말해서 뭐 대는 만노와 대 이때 되네 내가 라디오 소제기 쳐다 되네 저도 샤와 꽉 있어 얘네 대가리에는 라디오는 다 지마도 거건데선 봐 아주 소제기 지마도 그 쳐도 봐 되니까 되네 다 꽉바든 꽉래서 롱된데 그 더바가 롱게 게 샤라 만에 빠세 녀제 세노제 틀레 몬도 녀나 소제 또게 봐요 수스데 녀네 가시엔 매말나요 장게를 뭐지는 매말 선로 거지 용도 자지마도 와서 녀네서 게 샤라 만에 봐서라 롱게 게 샤라 뭐 만에 내가 말해 더제제스 지마도게 된데 드들 녀네 게 샤라 셔보 내게다 세문에게서 내게데 녀네 하고 있는데 내가 녀네 용도 다 롱게 게 샤라 만에 봐 녀제 세노진 티 냐나 소제 또게 봐요 수전 들수들스 라 게샤라요 만에 저는 배서에 시험 녀제 세노 온게지 뭐요 된게 되게 다 동서 대신 봐 동서로 맞다 무슨 자수 말을 다 대하고 온다데 대체 야본에서 저를 대하고인데 하는 내내 한번 좀 돼. 샤라이 샤니 조스.
Okay. Now the text explain further when it's the Buddha said here that the Tathagata does not permit renunciate to make material gift. So this makes some clarification on that, which is in the text continues from this the commentary of training says the Buddha intended here the material gifts that would become hindrance to study and the like. So just the just before. So when it was suggested that the renunciate or the ordained bodhisattvas, or should not should engage in the giving of material goods. So this in the compendium training, so it's kind of clarified that what does exactly that means. So it means that not to engage in the giving of things that which you accumulate, which you obtained, obtained through the process. Then if it has caused like some hindrance or impeded your own, like your own learnings and your own contemplation and the meditations. So for the sake of so you by forsaking one's own practices, of learning and contemplation and meditation, forsaking all those, and then you instruct the renunciate bodhisattvas or the such ordained, then goes to in order to practice giving and then to accumulate wealth and the materials. So this is what it is not recommended, and so because these can such giving, engaging in perceiving such kind of giving, then can interfere or become like a hindrances for the learning, contemplation, and the meditation of the renunciates. So, however, as it says here, it is said that renunciates are prohibited from making offering of material goods that they have worked to obtain, but they must give them away if they obtained many things through the force of their previous merit and without hindering their virtues activities. So, however, it is saying that it is just clarifying here that what was said before doesn't mean that the renunciate bodhisattva or practitioner should not give the material goods to others. So rather it's saying that it is you must give the material good if those goods are have acquired those good without any interference with one's own virtuous practice. So rather, so if you in a way that you acquired those goods without any like a specific or any effort, or you didn't have to really strive hard to obtain those goods. So like for example, like His Holiness Dalai Lama, for example, he does do a lot of charity, offer a lot of things to the charity cause. And however, all the goods that he acquired that has not caused any hindrance, any harm to his own realization on his own practices. So therefore, there are, if the ordained or a renunciate bodhisattvas or practitioner who possess such material good which you acquired without any, almost like effortlessly from your own side, and also by the virtue of your good merit or the karma in your past life, and you acquire all those, then it is just saying that then they should be giving those material goods.
Si chi the show said that the name got that's on the Chimbade, Ratasan to the Chicardina, Chimbad, Rajuni, Gardianas, Panjona, the Chimbi Chowra, that's on Teta, Ashara, and the Shani, Yen, the Chella, Tony, Pam, Majet, Zibbin, Yemichu, the Jabai, Sutes, Raja, Shatombo, no Sashi, Sana, Sandrala, Mamenda, Shute, Jambatoa. Manjebi, Tomo, started. Raja is in Shaton, has a new on a chimba chapashu, better she was saying, Hajamato and no Tashi, Sani, Sandra, member the sugar rest. Is that Jambatini, Jambaton, Manjebi, Donna Teres, and doing it. I'm watching them. Into the Shatos, and you thought nothing if she was it. Hajamaton fashion, what you eat that. Then dead, I shall say. I Jimbe Moye Evala so that.
So perhaps when it mentioned here that there is an exception for the certain even renunciated by the Bodhisattvas, who engage in the practice of giving materials objects. So maybe also in the taking into account of that there are some bodhisattvas who actually take rebirth as a king, as a ruler, and then how, and they through their own by the virtue of their own the status, and they can then engage, they do engage in the giving of material goods and extensively, and how there is a purpose. This bodhisattva takes such rebirths because there's to benefit, to serve others, and to flourish the dharmas. And then it goes on here. Also, the Sharava said, "I'm not talking to you about the benefit of giving. I'm talking to you about the fault of tight-fistedness. So it is displeasing news when renunciates harm their ethical disciplines as they are strained to the utmost in their search for wealth to give away." So this clearly says how, in fact, it is a displeasing news, if there's a renunciate who may, even though they may take pride in their ability to give a great material objects, but however, if by doing so, if they take pride in that, and also they have bring harm to their own ethical practice, then, as he said, it is displeasing news. And then goes on the division of actual generosities. The presentation of the division of actual generosity has three parts: the gift of the teaching, the gift of fearlessness, the material gifts.
That's chi jimba. Don't be chi, sit your malo, but ten batons. Don't be jim, then Tabata 20 champion, Lolan Drongeshi, then I sit your malo, whatever. Then Jen Drongeshi was not any that they're going there. Sit your malo, whatever the lag the tempatos. Zola someone jite, Lenya, Kanamato, and Meba Loba, Ramba tempato. Lobby the Zamba, the Juba was at it. Chichimata, Tambichi, Chichamalo, Tempa, Zola Subatan, the Teresan, Julako Jibala Suban, Janko Jibala Suatan, then this and this Le Kanamato by Mapas, Jitebele Kanamato by Mapas, Mapas. Lobby Ramba Tempato. Lobby Jelia Jujibala Tessing Zola Suba. Jitele Kanamato, Magay, Kanamato was in. She ever told me that Yamaga can't tell one. Kanamato, Hatelaki. Yet I think in the Nagundua, Kanamato, Kanamata, Kanamato, met by the Nigata, met by the Tessera. That Giselle Kada, Magay let in my Basagore, Takanamato, but in second time, and somebody, Takanamato, Lova Ramba, Tamato, Lovey, and Juba was Tachi Jamaha, Chitema, our Chichimalotem Chijamba. That tell us some bitchy or Jamboji Balasova, Dances of Alasova, and Nivita, Lakshamo Yungura, Tejukan Mura. Soso Jongo Yell Tachiba, Soso Pa Chil, Yella Pa Chin Jibata, Kanga, Soso Jambato, Yella Jambato Chibata, Kanga, she's in run the water, and I saw some Teja.
So the gift of the teaching is teaching the sublime, teaching without making mistakes. So the sublime teaching, so is obviously the refer to the teaching or the practices which lead, which becomes or will serve as a cause to achieve the state of liberation or a complete enlightenment, and without teaching, without any mistake, without any error. Or the flawless teachings, such teachings. So, in giving such teachings, so in sense, you can giving teaching by yourself, or you cause other to give teachings. So, and then the teaching the arts and the like, the worldly occupation which are blameless and proper to learn, and involving others in upholding the fundamental precepts. So, as well as the include the such arts like the of like drawing mandalas or making the stupas and so forth, which one engaging oneself, or you inspire other to engage in such arts, and as it says here, however, without which are blameless and proper to learn. So in doing so, there is no the misdeeds or immoral or the misdeeds in doing this, in engaging in this kind of the work of arts, and then involving others in upholding the fundamental precepts. So you not only you one engage or one abide by those the precepts, but also cause other to engage the precepts. So these are considered as the giving of dharma or the teachings.
Geshe Doga, attending Bacomatona, attending Udua, attending some tongue Mala, Pembici Lana Pendua, there's some tongue got it. Majibi Jimbat, Jabo, Chocola, so big, main Jipato, Megata, so Jipatini over, Casa Jabi Trout in the Choco, Comala, so big, so in Jipayet. Atani Mobo Younger, Panchi, Tadizon, soon Jibaya, then so in Jibatella, Shapatella, and Manjibi Jimba, then saying, thought, Chesilla, so Mamma Minjim, also in Jibaya, tells the shop, no? Sanga Pugachis, Sagan, then say shop, and then, Chesilla, that Mamma in Jiba, that I child Mela Soba, and June Jibata, she was there, in Saint News, shop, that Majibi Jimbas, that is it.
Then goes to the gift or the giving of fearlessness. So the gift of fearlessness is protecting living beings from fear of humans, such as kings and robbers. So So just before we go on that, so in relation with the gift of the teaching, so where what we learn is something, any act, the practices that we do which inspire or which remind others to engage in the virtue practice, which calls others to cultivate a virtuous thought or to engage in any virtuous action. So all these can be included in this gift of the teachings. So the gift of the fearlessness, so which is relating to the protecting, of the others from the fear of death, and such as, like it says here, men such as the kings and the robbers. So kings, can help you save the life from someone from the facing the death sentence because of the order or the court of which is imposed by the king, and as well as the robbers. So these are the fears of the death caused by the human, and then from fear of non-human beings such as threat to the life by like lions, tigers, crocodiles, and then from the fear of the elements like such as water and the fire. So the protecting the life of, or the fear of the death of the other people from
kawan lo na jimi nyole di yo denge sende le da son ten to de ro no da de da man ji bi jamba ra de je ba chong je yo sho man ji da so je gi jamba la ni de so je ngi so ton yin jamba den so ba so je jamba den bo la so je ton yin so ne ton ma ni na cha ta shi sha wa yin bi ke ji nyen bo ten ba yan de wa yan de a tambo la yan de tong xi gong ge tong san ba cha za tong yo gong tong ni bo wa ya ta ti ma de da gong de.
So from this the gift of fearlessness, so we can understand how there are a lot of the great opportunities for us to practice this giving, such as it talks about the saving other from the fear of the elements, such as if you can save certain like the animals or the insects if they are drowning in the water, saving from that water being drowned in water. So that's also the giving of fearlessness, and likewise if there are facing threat from the fire dangers, so you're saving the being from such. So it's also such the giving of fearlessness. Now then the text moves to the material gifts. So for that, the material gifts are explained in two parts: the generosity of actually giving material things, and then the generosity which is just mental. And then the first one, the generosity of actually giving material things, the generosity of actually giving material things has three parts: how to give away material things, what to do if you are unable to give, and relying on the remedies for the hindrances to generosities. and then it goes how to give away material things. So this section has 4 parts: recipients of giving, the motivation for giving, how to give, and things to give.
Pendo began, Zasheto, never shepi, Raodo, Pene, Koyama shepi, Tamavato, Sandra Sobi, Yete Jedo, Sandra Chawal Sobi, Shejedo, Roli Jedo, Membado, Roli Nyobado, Roli Lapado, and Joshi, Shabado, Dishing, Humagos, that they Jenny was Jenny.
So the as to the first one, the recipients of giving, our receivers. So the text identifies 10 different types of recipients. So there are 10 of these. So friends and relatives who help you, enemies who harm you, and then ordinary people who neither harm nor help you, and then those with good qualities such as ethical disciplines, and those with flaws such as faulty ethical disciplines, and those inferior to you, and those equal to you, those superior to you, the rich and happy, and the last one is the miserable and destitute.
Chabamegun Zashe Doga, Tikesha. Never say, Dala, the Jamato Rita, Nijegungi, Jamatoga. Pena Koyam Mashaba, Dara, Shomiungi, and she don't tenere. That Pena Koyam Mashaba, Tara, Tenite, or Nijeungi, Jamatoga. Central the Dankara, Yete, Toyin Jamatoga. Central Chala, all Chai, the Shejala, all Nije Ungi, the Tongton. Rolling, Mabala, Allah, Maja maybe within his job. Rolling Yabala, Desemeba, Roller Haba, Trado Mabada, Roller Hashi, Roller Haba, Joshi, Shabola, Trado. Dushin Pomba Latin, Nije Yungi, Dajimatoga, Misada, Mixi Saga, yes, I just touch a and did on the water, Misati Satini, Nielang, I don't Jimato, the Chapakabi, or near Togara. Never Shigatala, Jimato, Talatati, Nije Ungi, Togara, that should be Ungo, Nije Ungo. I found a coin much a Pamalata, Nijian with so, Sandra de Malata, Toying with all, Sandra the child, Nijian with that, Nijas, Membalatine, Majame Beton, Yomal de Seme Beton, Habaton, and Joy Shell, Chado maybe. And there she Pombalatin, Nijian with Uga, Latin by Sawa you chat the Jetsa case and Missa Tinigo, take some year, sent you 22 years, she had a Titan need this that. So
there might be there is a reason why there's the text in here identified these the 10 types of the recipients, rather than you giving you give away things to all the other beings without any discriminations. So perhaps the reason being is that the mental attitudes that we should be holding, and we should be driving us to engage in the practice of giving. So, for example, when we give to friends and relatives, then it is to imply that our attitude should not be because of our attachment towards them, and then we're saying here how so we had to avoiding such attachment, in giving to them, and then the enemies, then to remembering to emphasize that we should be giving to enemy, out of love and compassion for them, and likewise for we should all be, or should have also to the ordinary beings who neither harm nor help. So they should be also cultivating the love and compassion for them, and it is the influence by this love and compassion, then we engage in the practice of giving to them. And then those with good qualities, such as ethical discipline, those who being noble being, those with the great good qualities, then when we are giving to them, so it is important to maintain our sense of admirations, great admirations and respect for their qualities. So it is out of that, the admiration and the respect, that we engage in the practice of giving. So those with flaws such as faulty ethical discipline, so again, we should be compassion with them and for them, and out of that to engage in giving. And those inferior to one, then it is this is to remind us not to be when we are engaged in giving, so not to have any sense of self-importance or some pride or the arrogance. So when we engage in the practice of giving for those, and likewise those to equal to one, and there should not be should not be any sense of competitiveness, and those superior to you, and then to avoid, for them we should be avoiding jealousies, and then the similarly the rich and the happies, and avoiding jealousy, and then the miserable and destitute to same to hold them with the love and compassion, and then while giving them love. 닝지다 뒤 가서 동해서.
가자.
담아서 주어들라. 조심. 독식.
와라서요. 와라마서. 와라 차도면 와라비.
라이라. 라.
그런 라바.
라.
라바.
조심 기버.
차도면 와제 나이든 non 자리스키. 제대냐. 제대로 다 이제
No. So the ninth, without jealousies.
How you give non-jealousy?
No.
Where only, where doing? Your relative, no attachment. All day attachment. You know, like they give that, and just compassion. No, you're angry all day. All day, unto that. Then no, your friend, no that, and you passion, you give there. Yeah, some people good quality, that time you just
admirations.
You law they give it, you know what price give them. Really, what are they saying? Some people very happy, all jealous, give them. One jealous. What's that? I don't know compare. What's that?
No. The miserable and destitute. These are delusion forms.
Delusion forms. Some people not happy, all then good, not that. That's compassion. What's that? Really? What now? Yeah, Bodhisattvas. What is it? Any generous, any parties? What do you go Bodhisattvas? Really, all generous, all day. Delicious, all that delicious, just. no coming there, no. I did maybe some animals you give a river, you know. Give the other, you know, more less than that. Take it, so go by there. I don't criticize you, know.
Oh.
See, then the energy, see, rare when you don't do it. Cartona, she jutted. You know, Miss Gaza, Miss Nikan, and sit in Jenga, Jalan, Shambigo, Nijang, Shamba Nijang, with two goddess. You understand that? Near like Chapa, maybe Chapakan, two good, sing Dosha. You know, it's a little hard, I told the choice, in your letter, Liachindua. Somebody should you say that, somebody should you say that, that. 대화팀 마신 drawing 다 선튼 도죠. 맞아. 제대로 선도 열려전에 야본도 안도 준비 열려셔봐. 야부 쉬우지 되는데 안돼. 야부 맞아 때 단에 때 선도는 맞아 세기들 보자 좀 쉬워 야거든다. 얘네 자월에 다 선튼 도죠. 단을 다 진짜 가들 자기 소역이시다. 진대시.
So if we know the right technique and the understanding, then the whatever practice we engage in, then it becomes very effective. And then, as sister, the effective practice is something which spiritual practice is something which counteract the mental delusions within us. So, as we're saying here, how when we understand these the practice of giving in such a broad way, then how in a different situation, depending on who you are giving, and it does the practice teaching does direct one to what to do, what kind of where one should be focusing on, such as when we are giving to friends and the relative, there's a great likelihood that we will be out of giving that because of our attachment towards them, and so it reminds us that when this understanding this, that we trying to overcome that, and likewise for the enemies, we obviously we do not give, but if we give that, it has to come out of the love and compassions, and so in this way our practice has will have some sort of impact in our mental continuums, and we, as we always say, is that it would at least, even if there is immediate time frame, there is no real sense of great accomplishment, but there it does leave a great good impressions within one's mind. So we bring the tea now.